Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, the unrealistic expectations on kind of both ends. Like, yes, girls are like, I prefer a man taller than me, but also, like, the other way around, whenever it's like, I want a skinny girl with big boobs and this and that, this and that.
Like, do you know how anatomy works?
Because it's like, because of social media, and it's like, oh, all these girls look like this. It's just like, no, we don't. Look at them in person. That's not real.
Well, see, a lot of that comes from the fact that women don't shame other women anymore. When a woman used to come outside with a face full of makeup and no clothes on, women used to go, "You're a whore. Put some clothes on," because there are men out here.
And you know what
and that's going to build a certain expectation. But since women don't have any standards for each other anymore, they say you could go, girl, do whatever you want to do. Women are competing more and more than ever to try to meet a certain expectation.
This isn't like a fat body shame thing or anything like that, but one thing is, like, I do see a lot of girls be like, yeah, you get a girl whenever they're a little bigger. I'm okay with you being whatever size you get. I fluctuate in weight all the time, but if you're at the point of being unhealthy to where, like, I'm worried about you, that's not the time to be like, yeah, boss bitch, like, get it. It's supposed to be like, hey, let's talk about diet plans, and like, because your mental health is not, there's no way it can be good if you're unhappy with yourself.
Yeah, so every girl that say that Lizzo is beautiful, but if you tell them they look like Lizzo, they get offended.
Yeah. I want to.
Didn't Lizzo call her fans like fat or something? She's like, I'm obese, but y'all are fat. There's a difference. And I was like, oh, whoa.
That's what addiction looks like when everybody can see it.
So you said that women don't like slut shame anymore. That's so true. Like there's no gender standards anymore. Just like men will be like, hey, like, I've totally got this girlfriend, but I'm gonna go like see somebody else this weekend. His friends are like, love that, like, go off, dude, like, do whatever. And all of that stems from
that never happens.
No, I'm saying from personal experience, it does.
Yeah. Same.
Well, what you're talking about is the men that you see, and you know that women only see the men that they desire. So all the women will see this caliber of men that have the options to go and cheat. But for most men, cheating ain't an option, because to cheat, you have to
Okay, and I think that's, again, another thing at your heart. Like, you might be talking about different men that I'm talking about. The kind of men that I go for are the kinds that have plenty of options.
Well, you're going after the men that all
going after the pick of the leader.
Yeah,
you're going after the top 4.5%.
That's the problem. That's the problem with feminism that I talked about.
You were talking about brackets. So if we're talking about, like, dating within a bracket, not to be self-centered, but I know, just knowing myself, that I'm going to go for a certain caliber of man.
Yeah.
The kind of caliber of men that I can go for have options. So cheating is way more of a realistic thing to worry about. And this is not a hate on men thing. Like, I agree. Women don't hold themselves to the same standard. They don't hold each other to the same standard, but neither do men.
But like, if you could choose the 80-90% men that don't cheat, though, it's a woman's choice. Like, you don't have to choose the guys that cheat, but y'all choose those guys.
No, we don't. When
most women do choose those guys.
When I've been cheated on, it's never been the kind of guy who I could ever see cheating. And
but you said you only date men that have other options.
I'm saying that they look like they're not the kind of like slum or scrub that's gonna look at a girl on Instagram and be like, I could never get her. Like the kind of guys I go for, they're successful, they're educated, they're attractive.
And in the current market, those are the type of men that all the women are going for.
Yeah,
and so y'all piped up these women that might not be to the caliber you believe you on, to thinking that they can get those men and they deserve those men.
That's true.
So now all of those women are just throwing themselves at those types of men, because
that doesn't mean just because you have options you should go for them. That's still, at the end of the day, that's the man's choice to cheat. Just it's a woman's choice to cheat. The only person who has any influence on someone cheating is the cheater.
But like, you gotta understand, there's different types of cheating, though. This is a huge issue today. Like, men have 17 times the testosterone of women, okay, and that's directly tied to your ability to be horny. So and then our testosterone spikes. It's not like estrogen, where estrogen goes based off of your cycle. Our testosterone spikes based off of needing to fight somebody immediately, or we see a sexy person. So you don't even know what it feels like, to fathom what it feels like for a breeze to go past your dick and you get horny from it. You don't even know what that feels like. And then cheating is not the same between men and women. When a woman cheats, she usually has an affair. Like, she's falling in love with that other person. Like, it's it's emotional. Whereas when a guy cheats, sometimes he can just get his dick sucked and come right back home, and it's not the same. So we always be comparing these things. We use the word cheat, and there literally should be like two different words, because it's not the same for men and women.
Well, a lot of women, they've been lied to about a man's nature.
Yeah.
There's been no point in human history where a man who could obtain multiple women didn't have multiple women. And that's just unfortunate truth.
Then why are we talking about it being a problem now if it's always been a problem?
Because women don't want to deal with it now.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, men are willing to lie to women to.
We also used to live in a society where it's socially acceptable for a man to come home from work and hit his wife if he had a bad enough day.
I don't think that was ever acceptable.
Yeah, it was
definitely acceptable.
Have you ever heard of the 40s through 60s in U.S. history?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's acceptable. It was normalized.
Fight me.
Well. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, it is what it is. If you want a man, that's just what comes with a man. That's
see
now when a man does have a woman that he loves and he has religion and he has other things put in place, he develops a morality.
Yes,
he develops discipline,
and that's why you say earlier.
But that's why those are the men you should be chasing after, not men.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying earlier. That's why like women don't hold themselves to standards and men don't hold themselves to standards. There's not enough religion anymore.
Yeah, well, see, because we've allowed it to be the devil's playground for those types of men, though. We've allowed it so that women could, if a man is tempted by what he sees and he walks around and there's half-naked women all over the place and no other women step in to tell those women to put clothes on, he's
you can tell other people and they might not do it.
That's his nature.
This is the question, and I'm glad you came back to that part, because you was like, these women, we're not holding women accountable for walking out the house full makeup, no clothes on. But then at what point do men also hold, if y'all are the head, if we go back to biblical, or if y'all are the head and y'all are accepting women like this, of course, a girl, like, I think it's a song, an artist has a song like, you gonna turn me into a hoe, because all of these men are accepting the hoes. Hoes are becoming housewives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, why be better if they can get it?
Yeah. Telling average girl, keep being average girl. You're going to win. You're going to get your husband. But husband over here, don't wipe up hoe up the street. You know what I'm saying?
They want the Barbie look.
Yeah, but you're telling women to hold each other. A woman is not.
No, you go.
A woman is not about to listen to another woman. Honestly, a woman's gonna listen to a man before she listens to a man.
She's gonna listen to a man.
She's hating on me if she tells me, "Girl, go put some clothes."
Well, she's gonna listen to a man if she's under his authority.
No,
and hardly even
really
then.
Are open to listen to men in general these days, like quicker.
Yeah, that's why I do the show, bro. Like a lot of these girls sometimes like it whenever I tell them how to do it.
Yeah. To me since the first time.
Yeah,
like, okay. Whoa.
I see what you're saying, but that usually comes with a certain amount of maturity for women. When women are younger and the world is their oyster, and everybody telling them they're beautiful or lying to them because they want to have sex with them, it's very hard to get through to them as a man.
Yeah, the age really kicks in at a certain point, and you're like, shit, like I need to wake up to this. Yeah.
I want to piggyback on what she said on reflecting. So I was on the show and we talked about why do men lie. And after that, I drove home and I was like, wow, these guys are treating me really shitty. And I was like, they do not prioritize me. I do not like them. And I was like, I was already like barely letting them in my life in the first place. And I went through my phone. I blocked every mother freaking asshole that only like the ones that I've been like, hey, take me on a date and then like we'll see if you get to do anything. I blocked all the ones that have not followed through and have just been like, no, come over. I don't want to go out. I don't want to spend money on you. And I'm like, you don't have to spend money on me. We can go walk around a park for 30 minutes and then go hang out at your house. I don't care. Put in effort.
Exactly.
So,
well, a man will lie to you, especially about their nature, because they don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
For the same reason a kid will lie to their parents about some of the things they might do when they leave that house.
So that
but that becomes a selfishness thing. It means that I want you enough that I'm going to lie to you so I get what you want, but I don't value you enough to be honest with you because your feelings also matter.
To me, that makes him a pussy. Like,
true.
Just be straight up.
If you're going to be a dick, then just be a dick up front.
I'd rather know, like, hey, I want to fuck other people, but like, you're cool. It's like, okay, cool. Just like, let me know. Don't do it behind my back and try to be sneaky.
Well, most women won't accept that because they've been taught not to in the Western society.
And then that's fine. That's their choice.
If you look at everywhere, and well, the thing is,
I don't have to choose to be with a guy who's
man who loves you doesn't want to hurt you.
I don't. If he loves me, he's not going to want to fuck someone else.
Yeah, but that's his nature. It's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not.
Then maybe that's the downfall.
You're right. You're right. You won't. But
a man can sleep with a woman he hates, he despises, that he doesn't see. He can even sleep with a woman that he doesn't even necessarily find attractive. But what hurts a man when a woman cheats, and why we don't see it as something equal, is because for you to cheat, you have to admire something about that man. You have to admire something about that man.
What causes men to cheat though?
It's in our nature.
It's the fact that they have 17 times more testosterone.
Yeah, it's in our nature.
Many
well, because men have significantly less options, and us spreading our DNA into the next generation is a task. You have to do a lot to do that. So when the opportunity presents itself, we tend to be sexual opportunists. Now, like I said, when you get discipline and morality and layers of that kind of stuff put in place, and you see a woman that you don't want to hurt anymore, that changes. But that's just a man's nature, unfortunately, and it's really what gives women the power that they have.
Then maybe
the fact that men love women so much is what gives women the power that they have.
So what's y'all's opinion on? So y'all know the metaphor whenever they're like, oh, it's a lock and a key. I feel like the key goes in the, like, every key goes in the lock. It's a shitty lock. Well, you know, that whatever crap.
Yeah, it's a good key if it can get in the lock. Yeah, it's a master key.
Yeah, in my opinion, a key shouldn't need to be in that many locks. But on that concept, with that becoming a thing over time, I feel like it was kind of because like birth control became a thing. There was a lot of other like safety procedures to prevent girls from just being knocked up all the time and stuff like that. It does happen, but obviously, but because of that, do you think that basically the sleeping around society started building because they started like
there was less consequences.
There was less consequences for your actions. So do y'all think that that caused women to start hoeing more because men decided to sleep around more because they had these extra options, and it kind of maybe made them bounce off of each other?
Men are going to be reflective of what the women. It's like what you were saying earlier. Like, how would you say it? Men are you were saying something about like how men are a reflection of whatever the women are doing. So like,
we're gonna do whatever it takes to spread our genes to the next generation. So we're gonna behave how women respond to.
Okay, you're married, right?
Yeah.
Would you cheat on your wife?
Yeah.
No, because I have a level of morality.
Okay, so we continue. So we continue to agree on the fact that the continuing problem is that y'all don't have.
It takes a level of discipline, and I mean, women can bench 225 pounds, but it's harder for them to do it naturally.
So you're saying biologically, it's harder for men not to cheat.
Biologically, it's harder for men not to cheat. Yes.
Which totally factual.
And that's something that women have been. And that's something that women have been lied to about.
Well, then maybe that's what the downfall of modern dating is, and ending in monogamous relationships.
Well, we're still animals.
Well, see,
that we're ignoring.
Well, see,
biology.
Part of the feminism thing is they taught women that they needed to be equal to men. What women used to do when it came to a cheating man is they would stay honorable, and from her pain, she would conquer that man. That man wouldn't want to see her hurt anymore.
Guilty and
when he's in a bad position and that woman comes to save him, even though he's been doing bad to that woman, that makes him feel a sense of guilt. And that's his punishment.
Yeah.
So good.
So what feminism has told y'all to do is to be equal and to get back and to go against y'all nature. And when a woman has to develop a level of promiscuity to even be able to compete with what a man naturally is capable of doing in a bedroom.
That's not true. A woman can walk through a supermarket on a Tuesday afternoon and get more phone numbers than a dude putting out.
He's not disagreeing with that. He said promiscuity.
Promiscuity as in acting on those numbers. No, I'm saying, like,
she doesn't have to act on them.
So
it's
a difference.
He's saying it takes a step to do it.
She's less likely to because she wants quality. Men want quantity.
We're not the same. Men, at the end of the day, everything kind of goes back to blank. Like a lot in psychology sometimes talk about blank slateism.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we're not blank slates. Like men are hardwired one way, women are hardwired another way. We can see it in brain scans on 3-week-olds.
So how does that?
And that's one of the reasons. But that's also one of the reasons why religion is always spoken in the masculine. So it's he whom's. And if you look at the old preachings, it was the men in the front and the women would be far in the back, because those teachings are really for men, because men are more capable of being immoral. So
violence, all of it. Let me read those super chats really quick. I gotta keep up with these. I'm sorry, guys.
Interesting.